Okay, what's up, guys? I know you're busy, so I'll try and keep this one relatively short and sweet. And look, I get it. If you're anything like me, you've probably been completely bombarded by marketers over the last few years trying to sell you some whiz-bang secret or whiz-bang strategy or the secret sauce to generate more listings. Now, some of you may have even dabbled in a lot of these strategies and probably been left with pretty lackluster results, which of course then means that you're somewhat hesitant to try something new. Well, rest assured, I'm not here to show you something that I'm not using in my own businesses. Now, that applies for my marketing agency and my real estate agency. Many of you may not be aware that I've actually been in real estate myself for 12 years. I've still got my own real estate agency. Sure, I don't listen to sell on a daily basis anymore, but I'm still aware of what's happening in our industry. All of the strategies that we create for our clients are real estate centric strategies. And now the one reason you're able to see so many great results with all of the clients that we work with, many of whom are top performers in our industry that you're aware of, and even the likes of, Tom Panos. We obviously run a lot of his advertising for him as well. It comes down to one key difference. The one key difference that is the key difference that separates us from every other marketing agency out there at the moment. That's what I want to share with you today. I want to talk to you today about the power of personal branding, something that most agents at the moment are completely overlooking and underestimating the power of it. If there's something you should focus on in 2024, it should be growing your personal brand. It doesn't matter where it is at the moment. It doesn't matter if you're just starting out building your brand or you're already on the road to where you want to be. One thing that you should really focus on in 2024 is building your personal brand. I'm going to prove to you exactly why. But there's a catch. You can't actually grow your personal brand without putting out regular content. And you can't put out regular content without a clear strategy on how to do so. And you can't develop a clear strategy without a meticulous plan. And that's what we focus on. We focus on brand strategy and growth planning. Now, stop overwhelming yourself with social media. Many of you do. Stop scrounging in the dirt for new listing opportunities. Get off the fence, get those splinters out of your ass, and create something worthwhile. Something that you can look back on in 12 months' time and be proud that you did. So let's talk about strategy. I want you to first look around your area. Look around perhaps your office or even your company. And I want to highlight those agents who have come out of nowhere in recent years, who have taken their market by storm and really turned themselves into top performers. You know who they are because they're in every single market. Well, they all had one key thing in common. And I can confidently talk to you about this one key thing because we actually played our part with a lot of these agents. We worked with a lot of these agents that came out of the block so quickly in the last few years and really accelerated their growth. They mastered two specific skills that most agents either ignored or completely overlooked. Let me explain. Number one, what they did is they demanded attention through an overwhelming amount of content. Now, that content applies both online and offline, but more on that in just a moment. The second thing that they did was they positioned themselves as someone of authority. They didn't come out of the blocks and start trying to compete with the number one agent in their area. That would not be a very wise strategy whatsoever. They positioned themselves something different, the trusted authority in their marketplace. Now, I can tell you right now, again, from working with a lot of these clients or a lot of these agents, their success didn't come from copious amounts of cold calls or door knocks. And 99% of them didn't have a huge network of pre-existing clients that they entered the real estate industry with. One key thing that they did, they figured out how to prospect efficiently. And let's face it, that's what we're all trying to do here. They didn't focus on more leads. They focused on more qualified opportunities. Leads are easy. Anyone can generate leads. You can generate leads, and there's 1,000 marketing agencies out there who just focus on lead gen. If you want data and more leads, cold leads, then they're easy to get. But these particular agents didn't focus on that. They focused on qualified opportunities. They knew that leads would burn their time and burn their energy. They wouldn't get them closer to a listing necessarily straight away. So that's what you need to focus on. Forget about leads. Leads are easy. Anyone can generate leads. What you need more of is qualified opportunities. Second to that, they also didn't focus on more followers, right? Which is a bit of an ego-intrinsic thing in our industry at the moment. Everyone wants more followers. It's a social media landscape that we live in. But these particular agents didn't focus on more followers. They focus on more engagement. You can have a big follower base, but if you have limited engagement from that following, it's pretty useless. So it doesn't matter how big your following count is, but as long as the network of followers that you have are highly engaged, that's all that matters. And then the third thing is they didn't focus on time. They focused on growth. That's a big thing here. Real estate agents notoriously are impatient. But what these guys did is if something didn't work in the first few weeks or first few months, they didn't just stop, throw the towel in, wave the white flag. They had a plan. They had a strategy. They had evidence that if they stuck to that strategy, that the growth would come. So they focused on growth over time. Now, here's the kicker. The only way to grow as a real estate agent, of course, is to saturate. Now, I'll ask you this. Unless you've got 30% market share in your area, what are you doing on a daily basis to saturate your market with your personal brand? What are you doing to position yourself as the figure of authority in your local marketplace? Second to that, to even let homeowners know that you exist. That's the biggest challenge that I feel most agents struggle with. Regardless of their time of their career or time in the industry, not enough people know they even exist. If people don't know you exist, what opportunity have you got to get their business? But a lot of agents then scratch their head and they go, well, a new listing came up. Why wasn't I on the shopping list? Why didn't I get an opportunity to get into the door? The only way to get onto the shopping list is to position yourself as the figure of authority, which is done through personal branding. Now, look, there's a catch with all of this. It's not all rainbows and butterflies. I'm not going to sit here and sell you some secret. The one catch is this. Most of your audience, most of your market are not ready to engage with you. However, the goal is to make sure that when they are ready, that your personal brand is top of mind. Now, this, my friends, can only be done through personal branding. The only way to position yourself as the figure of authority and keep yourself top of mind in your consumer's subconscious is to grow your personal brand, position your personal brand in their subconscious mind. Now, let's face the facts here. You're probably aware of this, but AI is going to replace much of what we do as real estate agents over the next few years. It's already started. Again, you're aware of that. Although there's one key thing that AI can never replace, and that is your personal brand. So what we actually do is we strategize. We create the strategy, we create the plan. And that's what I want to do with you. I want to show you a strategy to put your personal brand on steroids. Really, put it on steroids and make your business completely unrecognizable in 12 months. I want you to leave your colleagues, your competition scratching their heads with envy, wondering how you've done it, how you've accelerated so quickly. And when you position yourself as the authority figure in your marketplace, the brand becomes almost like an autopilot prospector, working tirelessly for you 24/7. Opportunities flow in effortlessly as a byproduct of your personal brand. And that's what I want to talk about here. Leads or opportunities, whatever you want to call them, become the byproduct of the trust that you've created in your local marketplace. That's what we want to try and create. You want to create lead opportunities as the byproduct to your personal brand. Again, you can have the best lead generation strategy under the sun. And trust me, we think we're the best at lead generation as well, but I don't talk to people about lead generation because if people don't know you, like you, or trust you, what chances have you got of getting any opportunities anyway? I want to show you a way that makes you stop pestering for prospects. Stop pestering for appraisals. Become the prospected, not the prospector. Now, success then hinges on attention. So you need attention. The more attention you've got, you can do whatever the hell you want with it, but you need attention first. Once you've got attention, success can come as a byproduct of that, of course, as well. Here's a good way to look at it. Similar to having every signboard on the street, monopolizing a street. When you've got 5, 6, 7 signboards on a street, what happens? The phone rings because people see your personal brand, because you're the person of authority in that street. Now, let's look at that on a larger scale. Imagine monopolizing the news feed. A lot more attention in the news feed than there is on the street, right? But the attention dynamics have shifted somewhat. You can't just put out an ad and hope to generate a lead anymore. You need 3 prongs of attack. You need to create a certain level of content that attracts people in. You need a different content to then engage them with your personal brand. And then you need a distinct piece of content to turn them into a client. Don't worry, we've got you covered on all of this. If you nail those 3 stages, growth becomes inevitable. That, my friends, I promise you. So how does it all work? Look, we call it the daily content machine. Now I'm going to ask you a question. How many posts are you putting out per year at the moment? 20? 50, maybe 100 max. Very rarely do I see many agents putting out any more than probably 100 posts per year. Most probably hover between 50 to 100. Let me give you a secret here. Imagine having a formula for 200 to 300 pieces of content every single year with very little effort required from you, virtually on autopilot. Sound good? Hopefully it does. So how do I get started? How do you get started? Well, first and foremost, I can assure you that this approach always works. We are by far the largest social media agency in Australia and New Zealand, and I have never seen this strategy not work. It always works. It comes down to one thing: efficiency. If you position yourself as the person of authority in your local marketplace, your brand begins to prospect on autopilot for you. Again, opportunities become the byproduct of that. So if you're interested, book in a call below this video. Let's absolutely make your 2024 explode. Let's talk strategy. Let's talk plan. Let's implement something that's going to completely change your business in 2024. Appreciate you guys watching. Look forward to talking to you soon.